So I've once CC'd this, but there's no proof of it, so I feel like I need to do it on stream. Just to prove the doubters wrong. You know what they're like when it comes to doing things off stream. Nobody really believes you when you've said that you've done it. Okay. Streets of Rage 3 Japan is because the English version's like, yeah, it is one of the games, isn't it, that the Western and Japanese versions are quite different. They've changed some of the bosses, the entire plot is almost changed a little bit. Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's only the Japanese one that I've played. I must have played a little bit of the American one as well, and I just didn't take to it. I didn't like it. I don't know why. And then the first one's a lot more out of fashion than the other two. So yeah, I was contemplating getting a new controller. Why is it doing that? Yeah, I was thinking of getting a new arcade controller. I was looking at one, and it's been appealing to me, and I thought, you know what? I got some Christmas money. Why not do it? Why not buy it? So I might. Okay. So we can do this. We'll do this on stream, and then it gives me enough time to think about what I'm going to play next. I never thought that far ahead, which is a bit of a concern. Also, it's been a couple weeks since I've last played this game, so I'm definitely going to be rusty as hell. It might take a few attempts to 1cc this, so don't roll your eyes at me if it takes me a couple. Stupidly, the chat is all the way over here again, right behind the microphone. Of course it is. Yeah, I don't like the new colours as well. What is it? Axel wears like a gold t-shirt or some stupid thing. It's like it just doesn't sit right. I know that you don't want game characters to be a bit of a caricature. Like Chun-Li just wears the same outfit practically in every game. And whenever they dare decide to change up her outfit, for example, Street Fighter Alpha, she decides to wear like just keep fit gear. There's an outcry. That's not what Chun-Li wears. This is, well, she can't wear the same outfit all the time. Oh, that's not good. Let's see if I can actually... It's more muscle memory, this, than anything else. Let's see if I can remember the turns and how tight and loose they are. Black and yellow, that's just weird. It's like a bumblebee, almost. Oh, wait, that was the second one. I do like the running effect, though, the third one. That's one of the good things that they introduced in it, but I don't even like the sprite work in it. There's just something off about it. It's like there's too much detail, too much shading in them. I know it sounds silly, but I just think that out of the 3 games, the fourth one's great, but out of the 3 games, I would say that the second one probably is the best game, even though there's actually less features in the second one. I was never good at predicting that turn. Okay, I'm getting... These are the easy levels, of course, but it's all coming back to me. The other Drift Out games aren't as good. There's just something about them. Like, the control scheme in this is just so much more satisfying. It's like the camera moves in the other ones. So like rather than the car moving, the car stays in the same position as a top-down effort, and it's the screen that rotates almost. It's something really weird. Shades of Rage 2 is good. You don't get the option of like the calling in reinforcements like the first one, or fighting against your pal at the end. And you don't have the running, and the controls are a little more rigid. But other than that, it really is one of the... It's definitely probably the best beat 'em up of the 16-bit era. Nothing ever came close to it. Things attempted to, but it just wasn't as good. Like, I've tried to play other games, and you go and like, okay, I want to play another beat 'em up, but they just don't compare. Turtles is probably the closest that came to it. I tried lots of ones. Final Fight, The Punisher. What other ones did I try? Double Dragon. And none of them just have that same kind of control scheme that Streets of Rage 2 has. And there's a reason that it's remembered fondly, and it's not just because of the music, it's that the gameplay was simple yet effective. It felt like it was better than it actually was. I think it's just over here it is. I did play the... I played it on stream. I've played it on stream a couple of times. It's just really good. I really dig it. The worst part about it is that it makes it difficult to go back to the base game because the controls are a lot more fluid. You can mix and match it. I really appreciate the new sprite work that they put in. They updated a lot of the levels, and obviously you can do different routes as well, which is good. But I often find myself just sticking with the Streets of Rage 2 route, which defeats the point. But I really do. But I like they updated a lot of the levels as well, so things like the Ultimate Warrior boss stage, they've changed the background characters so that there's actually like enemies from the game that are watching and cheering on. Like, I think that's a nice touch. But it's a really good one. There's another one that's out now called Streets of Rage 2 New Era. And like they've added new bits to it and they made it more difficult, and I'm tempted to do it, but I need to get the Steam version of the game and I don't really want to buy it, but I think it's like 79p or something. Like, I think I can afford 79p. I know I'm Scottish, but surely I can afford to. I could probably find that rolling about the back of my couch more. Whoa, I hit the ground there pretty hard. I thought that was one of the slower attempts as well. I didn't realise that was going to be the third fastest. I didn't feel it. Yeah, so they've made it widescreen. They've made it more difficult. They've got this weird feature where you end up having shadows, so there's like 4 or 5 versions of your character, but they add silly amounts of enemies to make it super difficult. So that seems to be the new thing that's going about at the minute. So yeah, New Era, it's called. If there's people playing Streets of Rage 2 at the minute on Twitch, it's mostly them playing that. I keep on missing that. One day I'll get it. I think I've hit that shortcut once of all the attempts that I've made. Oh, I'm all over the place. This is when it starts getting really difficult. Like, it's difficult to see sort of where you're supposed to go, and the road is definitely frozen. I took that corner half decent. Ah, not that one I didn't. I'll probably try and download it. I'm just a little resistant to downloading widescreen versions of games because my stream's obviously not set up in a way for widescreen. It could still work, just it would be a bit smaller. Can you? That sounds about right. That's actually the fastest timey as well. That's weird. That does seem about right that you can play as 4 players. I'm sure I've seen people and you can go, yeah, I think there is 4 players. It makes it interesting. We could definitely do something like that on stream. I need to get back to Streets of Rage 4 though. it was pretty difficult, but I didn't start it on like easy mode. That was my big flaw. Okay, this is the track that usually gives me problems. So I need to get this one the first time round. Gotta take those corners a bit tighter. It's just like, you wouldn't think it. Oh shit, why had I turn? Oh my god. But it's certainly an interesting feature. Why did I turn on the ramp? Seems weird. Okay, we'll do better. This is the kind of corners I need to catch up with it. But I'd probably look into it more. It definitely seems like a kind of thing that would be interesting to play. There we go, we've done it. First time round. See, this is the kind of gameplay skill that I should be displaying on this channel, not the nonsense that I usually do. That's the fastest I've ever done it as well. Yippee-ki-yay. Hey, Liam, we're driving. We're driving faster than we've ever drove before. Which isn't very safe, but safe drivers don't win races. Well, they kind of do as well, because if you're not safe and you crash and die, then you don't win the race. That's not in the rules. Have we done it? We thought we'd warm up. I've once CC'd this off stream a couple of times, but off stream is not a expected way of doing things, and people don't accept it, so I've had to do it on stream just to prove the doubters wrong. So here we go, I've done it. I've won the game. I've started off the stream. David wants me to complete 3 games on stream, and I've done 1 of them so far. He did say the Streets of Rage trilogy, but I took that as I'll just complete 3 games on stream, just for you, David. I step up the challenges.